Today. Thank you. Now going over to the Culture Pod podcast, you have Tom Segura and Bart Chrysler launching a vodka, and they get ratioed immediately, with some analysts saying it was a negative 2-to-1 ratio with likes versus, or downvotes versus upvotes. And these are perhaps one of the best known comedians since, in terms of comedian duos, maybe like Abbott and Costello. Yeah, Abbott and Costello, I'd say a good one, which certainly ages me. They were on back when the TV was black and white. Now, Tom Segura is known for being, I guess, maybe a psychopath in terms of his persona and his jokes. And Bart Chrysler, or as one or two people call him by his real name, or alleged real name, Bert Chrysler, well, he's known for having a lifetime of drinking copious amounts of alcohol. So, and taking his shirt off. He is known for taking his shirt off and being morbidly obese. And he allegedly does have jokes. I've read reports that he has a couple. And he is a machine. Those are the three things you need to know about Bert. He drinks a lot. He is the machine. And he's big. And he hasn't used the Mickey Mantle gene joke for a while, but he does have astonishing amount of athleticism given his lifestyle choices. He's actually he can perform feats of athletic capabilities no one would ever predict, which I suppose would also win you a lot of bar bets. But in all seriousness, they have their own podcast together in addition to being individual stand-ups, and it's called Two Bears, One Cave. And they thought, how can we make more money? And they decided we're going to debut our very own vodka, which is already a pre-saturated market. And I'm actually surprised, like, Tito's Vodka did just give them an endorsement deal. Bert, or Bart, whatever I call him, he praised that company for probably over a decade for free brand endorsement, or just basically just giving them free promotional material. And in terms of a product being on brand, this actually makes the most sense in terms of you wouldn't buy like a Two Bears One Cave set of dumbbells. Like, no. I mean, you wouldn't buy Two Bears One Cave gym membership, or what else would be completely against their character? A dictionary or a book or something like that. It's a moderate pun because Tom Segura actually had the opportunity to interview one of the greatest directors of all time, Quentin Tarantino, to talk about his book, and Tom read the first couple pages, which I don't know if he's entitled or stupid, or mentally vacuous is a nice way of saying it, to have the opportunity of a lifetime to meet Quentin Tarantino, talk about his book, and he didn't even read it? More than a couple pages? Like, which I don't know if that's another story for another time. Now, it'll be interesting to see how much we can actually talk about, how much can I actually play, since they're also known for striking down a lot of different people who cover their content. So I'm going to try to play 30 seconds from each of the segments. And one of the biggest issues with this too is, they put this video out, and again, I wrote down, this did happen last week, but I wrote down the statistics last week, and within 3 days, it got 400,000 views and only 8.6 thousand likes. And a lot of people that are using the YouTube plugin are saying it's got 16,000 downvotes, because it's more than I thought. It's an hour and 9 minutes and 7 seconds of them just talking about this brand. And I'll analyze that more in a second or two, but we'll play, let's see, they're going to talk about how they chose the drink. We'll go to that.
We tell you everything about our lives. And when we feel like this is a family, I know that you guys come up to us all the time and say, I feel like I know you because you listen to the show. Well,
you do.
That's why we decided to do it at the big game, because we're doing the show there. So we decided, let's do a soft launch there just for the fans. We're going to have our vodka there for you to taste. We're going to have great fucking merch. I'm talking next level merch. Look over my left fucking shoulder. We're going to have great secret time. Tom wore our shirt when he did his half court shot.
I did.
At the Magic game, I saw it and I was like, oh, it's a dope shirt.
Yeah.
It's great merch.
It is great merch. It's an even, I'm saying this, I know I should be, but I'm going to just tell you, it is an amazing product. Like, we have an incredible product. We got paired up with, when you do something like this, the goal is you go, who are the best people available to work with? So we did that. We sought out.
My ADHD, a couple things. Hilariously enough, also, this video is also monetized on YouTube, so you have to watch one or two ads before they start. And throughout this, they also have ad reads as well. Which, again, this whole hour video is just a promotion in and of itself. So they really got their money's worth out of this. And it just feels clumsy and awkward. They're talking about how there's going to be great merch there. I mean, a much more cooler promo would be like, if you buy something from Type Technologies anytime in first fiscal quarter, you get a free flamethrower with every purchase. Go to typetechnologies.com to learn a little bit more. That is a little, at least funny and interesting. And it's actually serious. Go to my website, you'll see it. But in this case, it's, so they're going to have merch to sell you, they're going to have vodka to sell you. And why they didn't start this off, and I'm trying to scroll through the video, I forget if they pull it up or not. But yeah, they're just talking about, they call it Por Ojos, this means four bears.
We interviewed people. We went.
Let's go to taste testing.
You definitely can tell when you are going to a taste test and you start sampling. And here's the thing that'll blow your mind, is going to a blind taste test. You think, because branding is so effective, you'll be blown away that you'll have a sip of one. You're like, what is this absolute dog shit? And then you learn it's one of the most famous brands. You just are conditioned to point at bottles and go like, yeah, I'll have that. Or you call out the name, you sip it, and then you're like, this is actually not good.
Yeah.
These guys have developed this proprietary process for distilling vodka that will change the way you taste vodka. I'm not kidding.
And it will change the way you live your life. And I say that as a guy whose brand is recovery. My brand is getting up and getting after it in the morning. I like to party, but I don't like...
Drinking vodka will change your life? I mean, that's certainly true. I would argue for the worst in most times. I mean, this new tasting vodka is going to change your life. Like, I certainly hope he's not insinuating an Ari Shaffir incident. If hopefully it's not laced with anything.
Like to lose my next day. I want to fucking earn that day.
Yeah.
And so when we were approached by them, I was hesitant at first. I was like, I told Tom, I was like, well, I've done vodka tastings. It's going to be a shit show. And then they told us about this. This is
no, this is like premium stuff. This is like a non-GMO wheat. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, so those other brands, a lot of the most popular brand, they use corn.
There's another guy named Bert that has a vodka, I think. I don't know his last name.
Well, when you taste the corn vodka, you're like, because we had them in our samples. We had.
Okay, that's enough. So going over to, where is it? The bottle reveal. So let's pull this up.
Therapy for me came at a time.
More ads. Just, I don't know if it's ironic or hilarious, but all the, the BetterHelp therapy advertisements that you see on the social media, I will give them credit in terms of marketing. The people they use in the ads look like the cliche people who need a lot of therapy. Although I'd also argue we have a record number of therapists in the United States, and yet mental health has just declined, and society's just going down its usually trajectory or downhill. So I wonder if all that therapy is just having an inverse effect. Another topic for another time, perhaps, as I try to skip this ad. Let's see here. So now they're going to reveal their design. Another ad? Let me see, because they have, how many ad breaks are in this? So that's 4 ads we've had thus far, in addition to this video being an actual ad.
This is the fucking blend. This is the fucking mix right here.
Yeah.
This is the fucking mix. This is nice just on ice. God, and I'm telling you, as a fucking vodka guy, that's good on ice.
It's good.
You can have that in a paper cup with ice. And you're not going to destroy the integrity of the paper cup. You're going to get to it way faster.
That's so good.
Oh, that's fucking nice. Let's talk about all our vodka vacation. Oh, we need to make mixed drinks.
Yeah, we do have to make mixed drinks.
Oh, we got to make mixed drinks. Oh, we need a Kool-Aid and vodka.
His ADHD is admirable and entertaining. I'll give him that.
Kool-Aid and vodka.
Oh, that's her.
Screwdriver. Orange juice and
Screwdriver.
vodka.
Cape Cod.
2 bears.
One's growling, one's smiling. Pick which one we are. Show them the top. I love the top.
This is a cork is a honeycomb.
Honeycomb top. Because bears love honey.
They do.
Okay,
Red
Should we
strip
walk
there.
them why we picked this bottle?
Yeah, sure.
So,
I'm actually surprised they didn't pick a much fancier bottle. I can't imagine how much they're going to charge for this. But it looks, I guess it does have a unique topper, a plug for the top. But, let me see here. I think they chose the cheapest piece of glass they could possibly find. So it's not a unique shape, so it fails in that regard. Just a standard vodka bottle. And it looks probably paint imprint on it. Which, again, a lot of branding. So, to Tom does have a point in terms of a lot of the brand apparel and marketing is partially the design, the aesthetics, the brand, the allure behind it, but also, as silly as it might sound, the bottle shape is a huge thing. When you're going into the store and you see the shelves on shelves of different ways you can poison yourself, well, different bottles stand out, and that gets some people attention, especially if they're a new buyer or you're trying to find a new audience. This looks like just any bottle you can get. I mean, even I'm trying to think of the most bland bottle you can get is maybe what was I used to use? What was popular in college? Like Absolute vodka, but even they have like a little imprint on it, or the bottle. The bottle has it's not completely uniform in shape. There's like a little imprint for the stamp, which again is just a sticker, but it's not like this. It's just a universal shape. It's almost like they just chose the cheapest piece of glass they could possibly buy, which again does help with profit margins.
There it is.
That's our bottle. You're gonna need to put something dark so people can really appreciate.
And actually, if I'm looking at their logo right, so they did again. It's the concept two bears. That's what the show is called. They didn't use the podcast logo, so I'm actually surprised there's a brand continuity in trying to build their audience. They chose a different logo. Again, it's two bears, but it's not the same logo you see every day if you do tune into their show. So, not great with the brand consistency there. I'm surprised they didn't kind of stick with that.
Perfect amount of heft, the perfect design, hand grips it like it comfortably.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, how do I...
And it can fit in your hand. So it's not a handle. Granted, the big bombastic, large ones that come with a physical handle built in. So he's describing the shape of the bottle. You can get a hand on it. That's very unique. I don't know any other vodkas that do that. Actually, I might have to go out there and rush and buy this right now.
And it keeps you honest.
Yeah.
See that neck? There's no vodka inside that neck, so you know what you're drinking.
You know exactly what... It's no misleading design.
I've been there a lot.
Yeah.
We were like, whoa, how buzzed are we? God damn.
It's a fucking cool bottle, dude.
I'm so excited to be...
Because they don't fill it up to the brim, they think it's a better idea? Or are they just bragging about the consistency of volume that they can fill the bottle with?
a vodka owner.
Yeah.
I love this. I love this logo. I love this logo. You have one bear with his tongue out, one bear growling. I love everything about this. And by the way, painstakingly, we went through everything.
This
Even
is not...
this color right here with the two-headed bear right here. I don't know if you can see it, but you can see the two-headed bear standing. Everything about this.
Bottle design, bottle choice design, and label design alone was honestly like a multiple months process where you get okay, how about this one? And then you give, it's like notes, right? You just go, not to this, no to this, no to this, yes, I like this. And then you get a new bottle. And all that is like a process to land on a bottle. And the same thing goes for the design, the way the glass, like the Osos name is in the glass, you know?
Oh.
It's like it's etched into the glass.
Oh.
Everything from the label, this whole thing.
For a fraction of a second, I'm actually impressed because the signature is actually a part of the glass structure in terms of you can feel if you run your finger on the bottle and it bumps. That means they actually made a custom mold for that bottle so that when they put the glass in the mold and expands, it'll go into the empty cavity where it's empty the inverse. So it's actually a unique mold. Now this one, did he just say they just use an engraver? Which, again, that's an extra step. Just cost them money. It's good to have that little extra branding, but that's much more economical and a good way to boost your profit margins. It looks custom, but you don't need necessarily a custom mold for this. And don't get me started, molds are very expensive, and we'll see what else they have to say. We're almost done though. Yeah.
Is, like I said, a multiple months process just to land on a bottle, a label, the cork. Bert was insistent, actually. He really wanted this to be an actual butt plug, the cork.
Because people collect the tops of Blanton's.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, these will double. Imagine all the promos we'll get of people shoving this up their ass.
Yeah.
By the way, we came real close to having two bears butt fucking on the bottle.
What? Here's the thing. This is why it's good to have me here. No, we didn't.
We came so fucking close.
The butt plug and the two bears fucking.
It was so hard to turn away from the two bears butt fucking.
Yeah, you were really pushing those.
Special edition bottles.
Yeah. And everybody in these design meetings was like, wait, is he serious? And Bert was like, no, I'm 100% serious.
Yeah, 100%. And all the marketing ideas, I've been 100% serious.
Yeah.
And they're like, that we definitely, absolutely can't do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hold on, because no idea is a bad idea.
Right.
We can definitely launch the Two Bears Butt Fucking over Gay Pride Month.
Was that June?
Did you know not all gay guys get fucked in the ass?
I learned that.
High intellect here, folks. High intellect. Now, in terms of having a modicum of intelligence, or a good idea, having a custom topper for your bottle is actually a good idea. You see this a lot with I would say mid high end alcoholic bottles. I know, a little bit biased being from the best country in the world, Texas. Moderate joke, depending on who's listening. But nevertheless, Texas whiskey, or TX whiskey, famously made in Fort Worth, Texas, they have actually used a little piece of leather on the top of it, and depending on what blend you get and what addition you get, the little topper is differently. And they, of course, business brilliance, they sell different ways you can display that. I forget what they call them, but one's just a glorified big rectangular piece of wood, and you can put all the different stoppers in there. One's much more glorified with the company's logo embossed into it. So having a custom topper is a good, unique marketing idea. Well, not really unique, but more higher end than just the regular swill you can get. And I don't know, I can't help but think this probably tastes just as good as Hawkeye vodka, which is not a great thing. It's, famously, if you're from Iowa City, although ironically it's not technically associated with the school, University of Iowa, but it just shows up a lot at the parties.
This at some point, yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is crazy.
It's not kind of selfish. It's like, doesn't even make them gay, really.
Some of them just fuck you in the end. That's it.
I could.
How long do they debate this? Let's see. They supposedly the preview says. Let's see here. They're gonna get back to we'll
Do
see.
that.
Yeah.
If I had known that was part of the equation, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gay also.
Yeah.
I get to fuck dudes in the ass? Sure.
Sure.
You're telling me I can go in and go, oh, I'd rather not be fucked in the ass. And there's one guy going, oh, I'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a top.
Yeah. I did not know. I thought top and bottom meant just in the moment.
Yeah.
Like Leanne's a top, mostly. But I've been a top a couple times.
The great debates and I guess dark humor. As a child, my name topping was most associated with acne and pizza. The puns were endless. Now as an adult, I'm told it means something much more different. But I'm persistent and consistent with my name. I'm not changing it. Sticking to my guns.
She's a top?
Yeah.
How so?
She gets on top of me.
Okay.
Wait, is that what a top is?
No. Top is the person penetrating.
Oh, I'm just a top.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Clean up that verbiage.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely I'm the fucking top.
There you go.
I top.
He's I think it was lovingly known as a man-child. And it's debatable how much of this is an act versus reality.
For every time. I top her off.
Yeah. Sure, man.
We get these to porn directors and just have them in the background. Just little Easter eggs.
Yeah. Everybody in the adult industry is getting one of these.
Everyone in the adult industry.
Hit us up.
Yeah, and that's the other.
That's enough of that. So, again, that goes on for 1 hour and 9 minutes and 7 seconds. And yes, we will jump into the comment section, which are highly entertaining and mostly agree with my sentiment in terms of this video. Now, in terms of a product, this is completely on brand for Bart, or as 18 people call him, Bert. But, because again, he's a lifetime alcoholic. He came to fame by drinking copious amounts of alcohol in college when he was a student for 6 years, I believe, at Arizona or whatever. And Rolling Stone picked up an article about him, and thus the legend was born. And that makes sense. Now, a lot of people, fascinatingly enough, are ridiculing them. They aren't, and it depends on how you define it, they're not technically starting an alcohol company or a vodka company. It's a white label type of scenario. So they do go to the distillery and they tell them, hey, this is what we want, this is what we want to look like, this is what I want to taste like. And they probably laugh at half of what Bert is saying. But it's a white label situation. They're actually manufacturing it. And fascinatingly enough, some people will not buy a product just because of that. Because again, it's the authenticity, you're not actually doing it. And these gentlemen have the resources necessary. If they wanted to, they could start their own liquor business, day one. Now, that's a huge risk, and especially, again, terrible law in Texas in terms of trying to plan a business out. In Texas, fun little business fact, if you want to build your own distillery or brewery, as far as last time I spoke to one of my brewing buddies, this is the current law, and again, I'm not a lawyer, though I do own a suit, as all men should. Well, you have to buy the land, build the facility, build a distillery, get it inspected, and then you apply for a liquor license. they could deny you, and then you're stuck with that investment. That investment's just sunk down. So it's a big risk, of course. And a lot of people say, well, they're not authentic, they're making it. And I did a little LinkedIn poll because I debate as I try to grow my media company and someday make a profit on it. Do I make my own coffee? And if I were to do that, or some other popular product, would I need to invest there's some estimates, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 to start an actual coffee company. As in, you own the facility, you own the machinery, you own the packaging, or you just white label it and you pay someone else to do it. You pay someone else to do it, and you design it, and again, you give them input on how you want it to taste. On LinkedIn, again, small sample size, about 175 people voted in this. It's about a 50-50 split between people saying, if I knew that, I would not support the company, and other people saying, yeah, I know that it's not all the money going to the person, but it helps them grow. So just having a white label instance is controversial in and of itself. Now, the fact that this is also, again, over an hour long, just sales pitch, and again, they have like multiple ad breaks, and they even, again, I'm not going to have you listen to their dribble, but they actually do an ad read. So I think one of them is for DraftKings and some other partnerships they have. So it's a commercial with commercials, which, again, that gets annoying as hell. Now, go to the comments section. We'll see how many people agree with me, or maybe, who knows? Perhaps I'm alone in this assessment. I don't think so, but let's dive in. One of the first comments comes from Ernest Thorne, 2824. They say, quote, 2 bears, 1 infomercial, unquote. They got 766 likes. Clint 3680 says, quote, so if YMH members get this episode ad-free, what's actually left for them to watch, unquote. They got 739 likes. Billy JJ says, quote, the more I watch this episode, the less I want to buy their vodka, and I'm a fan, unquote. And that got 444 likes. Jeremy Wright said, quote, podcast cringe, sum this up perfectly, save yourself an hour and just watch it, unquote, getting 101 likes. Floating Stool says, quote, pitching the pores your new vodka for an hour is an interesting move, can't wait to see how it goes, unquote, getting 791 likes. And while Bart Chrysler is known for being, bombastic, maybe not the sharpest tool in the shed or in the kitchen drawer or in the kitchen knife drawer, so to say, but people much more like Bart Chrysler because he's kind of the lovable guy. But Tom Segura, though, the big controversy with him is, and again, there's debate, is this a comedy shtick or is it how he really feels? He has taken to habit into calling out the pores and making fun of people who are a low income level, and a lot of people are critiquing them, saying a lot of their show is devolved, or depending on how you want to define it, evolved into them talking about high-end sports cars and high-end watches, which, again, unless you're a watch or car aficionado, for the average person, probably can't really relate to them dropping more money on a watch than most people pay in rent for a year. So Tom has actually gone on the offensive, calling people pores, telling them to get their crap together. So that's another thing that has eroded their popularity a little bit. Now, Wayne Stock simply said, I stopped by for the comments, getting 232 likes. Daniel Servant says, quote, comedy seems to be the side hustle, unquote, getting 138 likes. See here. Fox Real says, quote, this is the first episode I couldn't make it through. It's just one long vodka ad read. I made it 43 minutes in and had to stop. This felt like a dry relapse for me after a year of sobriety, unquote. Got 490 likes. Sean Rick says, quote, I'm so glad we could attend this marketing meeting. I would have liked to hear Tom's story about the kids flooding the bathroom if Bert couldn't quit yapping about his buzz like there's a unexplored territory there. Got 647 likes. Robert Mustache, who, A+ for marketing, he does in fact have a mustache in his profile picture. He says, quote, I'm too poor and too smart for premium vodka from 2 adjacent celebrities, unquote, getting 56 likes. Do one or two more here. Carthridge says, quote, at this point, I will only watch YMH to witness the plummet of a once great channel. It's pretty iconic to see the ship going down. Got 383 likes, and YMH is their YouTube channel and Tom Segura's production company. Let's see here. You got K. Jim Personnel says, quote, based on this announcement, rest in peace, Bert, 1972 to 2024, they got 1.5 thousand likes, and Lord only knows how much Bert was going to be increasing his consumption of alcohol. If you can get vodka at cost, they shall be entertaining, I'm sure, to say the least. let's see, we'll do one more. Stephen Deere says, quote, "This will be the podcast we've looked back at as the beginning of the end of Two Bears," unquote. That got 387 likes. So, as the youth might say, they were ratioed to say the least. And I don't see this getting better for them anytime soon. There's a certain star power you have with certain A-list celebrities where people will worship them no matter what they do, and they'll buy the crap that they shook and they pitch. And I mean, I think that worked for, what was that? Ryan Reynolds, Brad Pitt. One of those guys had their own. Is it right? One of those fancy, good-looking guys. Well, they had aviation vodka and they exited it for like $1 billion. George Clooney did that. But those guys are also leading multi-million-dollar movies and have huge fans that love them. And again, Tom and Bert are both extremely popular, famous comedians, but the sample size, the amount of audience members and fans they have, I think are much lesser in number than an action film star or a romantic comedy film star. There's just more and more people tuned into those. They worship those celebrities. So I don't, and again, in terms of the upside to them is they won't lose too much money because, again, they didn't make that huge investment in actually starting the business from the ground up. It's a white label operation. So perhaps their losses will only be in, well, what you would call research and development, but will be the design because they're paying, they have to pay the designers. Maybe they have to have a custom mold built for the glass. Maybe. I'm a little suspicious. I don't really think that happened in this case, but we shall see. This cultural phenomenon may very well end up being the business blunder, not of the year, I don't suspect, but perhaps of the fiscal quarter. But as I always say, time shall tell. Thank you again, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, I'm trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of February, so if you click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up, thumbs down, comment, and sharing it is also a great way to not only give me additional feedback, but also help with the magical YouTube algorithm and help it get shared more and more. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.